Hello and welcome to the Villa Park podcast. It's me, Rich, and I'm back with another transfer talk roundup special. Obviously, we're doing these every day in the January transfer window. So more news about Aston Villa, one or two other rumours, a couple of crazy rumours, and obviously the Jhon Duran saga is continuing. Please do hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, help us continue to grow. We are smashing it past 5,000 subscribers. Now on the road to 10k, so like, subscribe, and get your comments in below. So Jhon Duran has the saga, as I say, continues and looks like he is now on the radar of the Saudi Pro League club Al Nassr, and they are looking at preparing. I always wonder what preparing means in terms of football clubs, whether there's someone there just writing out a piece of paper or they're getting ready in front of the fax machine or something. But according to reports, they are preparing a huge bid of around 100 million, something like that, for Aston Villa's Jhon Duran. I think it's 80 to 100 million that they're looking to bid for. And by all accounts, he's potentially interested. Talked about this yesterday with regards to wages and with regards to his career. Would he kind of sacrifice a little bit of his career for absolute huge wages in Saudi? And you'd probably have to say yes. And as I say, these rumours aren't going away. Could they get something done in the space of a week or two? Potentially. Could Aston Villa have someone that they might go to in terms of another signing to compensate? Maybe. And would it help Aston Villa on their profit and sustainability and all of those regulations? Absolutely, because I think we bought him for about £18 million. To sell him for 80 to 100 million would be an absolute huge profit. And he is probably our biggest asset right now in terms of sell-on value. So look, lots of Villa fans talking about whether they would be prepared to sell. And you have to say, for that money, everyone has their price. We've signed him up to a big contract on the proviso that he will leave at some point, and we will have to get a good amount of money for him. Now, whether that happens in January, whether that happens in the summer, remains to be seen. But I don't think that Jhon Duran will be with us for much longer past this year. So do we cash in now? Do we cash in the summer? That is the question. I guess we'd have to see whether we've got anyone in the pipeline to come in and potentially replace him. So you guys let me know your thoughts in the comments. It is continuing to carry on. It's continuing to rumble on. It looks like the Saudi Pro League has got the money for him, but then does he wait and wait until the likes of Real Madrid or Barcelona or one of those other big, or Paris Saint-Germain again come in the summer? So it remains to be seen, but this is a little bit unsettling, I would imagine, for someone like Duran, and I'm sure that Unai Emery isn't keen on all this speculation around him. But all he can do is score goals, and hopefully he scores goals on Sunday against West Ham, who put in that derisory bid of 57 million. Now, we have seen another link for a Turkish young star, Semih Kılıçsoy of Besiktas, and I don't know whether this has got slight links to potentially Emi Buendia being linked to Besiktas. Obviously, they've just been taken over by Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, and we were linked with this player before. I think it was in the summer we were linked to him, possibly even last year in January. So he's 19 years of age, quite small, diminutive forward, and he's currently played 45 times in the Turkish league for Besiktas, scoring 12 goals, and has represented Turkey right from under 14 through to full national team level, where he's got 4 caps. So very, very highly rated player. And I think potentially an option that we could utilise and could use. Now, again, whether we could get him in this window, it remains to be seen. But certainly a highly rated player and someone who would potentially do very well for us. So in terms of the Turkish league, operates down that left-hand side, cuts inside and gets into the box as well. Played 18 times in total, 10 starts. Has only scored 1 goal so far this season, and one with his right. He's won 2 penalties and has 2 assists and has created 7 big chances. In terms of his accuracy, 75% per game, 82% in his own half, 69% in the opposition half. And in terms of his dribbles, 58% successful dribbles, so pretty high there. Obviously, technical player. And in terms of ground duels, well, not too bad there, 43% and 42% of total duels won. So likes to put himself about left wing or striker, as we said. So could potentially be someone who we could turn to. Has obviously played Europa League as well, and his record in that 7 games played, 3 starts and 1 goal in the Europa League. Right-footed with right-footed goal and 1 assist. So not too bad in his stats this season. I think last season he may have had better sort of goal scoring stats. So whether he's slightly dropped off this season remains to be seen. But again, still a very, very highly rated player. But whether we could get something done before the window closes for someone like that, it strikes me more of a longer term signing, more of a summer signing that you would work on, and you would have it arranged or agreed sort of start of a transfer, start of a summer window. So we'll see about that one. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. Is he worth a punt on? Is he highly rated? Could he add something to Aston Villa? Or is he a little bit young for the Premier League? Let me know your thoughts. Now, we've had some crazy, crazy rumours come through today. I saw 1 or 2, whether they're absolute rubbish or not, but Marcus Rashford has been potentially linked with a loan move to Aston Villa. Now, he's obviously doing the rounds. He's obviously going here, there and everywhere with, potentially looking for a club, because his days are looking like they're numbered at Manchester United. So we'll have to wait and see with him. The wages he is on are absolutely crazy. So I just can't see us being able to do anything at all with someone like Marcus Rashford. It'd just be ridiculous. I think it's something like £350,000 a week that he's on. So to even entertain that with what Aston Villa are on at the minute in terms of their wage bill, I think we were talking about 96% of turnover our wages at the moment. So whether we could afford someone like Marcus Rashford even on loan would be absolutely crazy, and whether we would want him. He comes with so much baggage that it would certainly be an interesting time if we were to look at someone like him. But it was said that Villa could well be in the market for another forward, as well as us having signed Daniel Marlon. So I don't know. I sincerely doubt it, but you just never ever know as it comes to the end of this window and teams get more desperate, and they want players off their books. Players need to be playing, so they get offered here, there, and everywhere, these players. So watch this space. Now, I just saw before I came on the show that Matheus Cunha has been linked with Aston Villa. Now, what an absolute fantastic signing he would be if we could get anywhere near to getting him. Again, would strike me as being something that would have to be negotiated and done over the course of a few months. He has a contract offer from Wolves, which I think breaks their record in terms of wages. So he has an offer on the table. I think Newcastle are interested. I think Manchester United are interested. But Aston Villa have been quoted on Sky Sports as being interested in trying to secure his signature. So I think they're looking at the 65 to 70 million mark. Now, could that be a Jhon Duran move on and a Matheus Cunha come in? Could that be something that happens? Absolutely don't think that could get done in the space of a week or two, but certainly between now and the summer, that could be a negotiation that's worked out. And what I, for one, would love someone like Matheus Cunha in the side in terms of him, whether he lives in and around the Midlands, whether he'd make that move from Wolves to Aston Villa. We're not particularly big rivals, but whether he would do that or not remains to be seen. But it would certainly, if his family's settled in the area and all that kind of stuff, that would potentially be something to be taken into consideration rather than, moving them all the way up to Newcastle or something like that. So could it be done? I could see it. Whether it hinges on us getting into Europe or things like that, then that would also help to negotiate the deal. But I, for one, would absolutely love him. He's a top player, scores goals, drives the team forward. He's a great mentality, puts himself about, strong physically, fast and skillful as well. So he would be an excellent signing for us, and I can see that potentially happening. And just to round off, we've seen Alex Moreno, who started off like a house on fire at Nottingham Forest on loan, but seemed to lost his place lately, and to Nico Williams, and hasn't really made too many appearances. So it's looking like he might go out on loan to Real Betis. But I only mentioned it because would he be someone that potentially would have to end up coming back to Aston Villa? I think they would bring him back and then send him straight out on loan, because obviously we've got Maatsen and Luca Dean, but yeah, it just seems a little bit of a strange one. Or could it be something where we bring him back and we actually sell him to generate some money for the club? So one to keep an eye on with him. And it looks like Louis Barry is going to sign a new contract, then go out on loan. I think they've got a contract offer in front of him. I'd imagine there'll be some sort of release clause. There'll be some sort of assurances of what as to him and his first team future with Aston Villa. So that looks like it's on the cards as well. And then Lamar Bohade, they've rejected any bids for him to go out on loan, because I think he's going to stick around with the first team now. So yeah, interesting. Are we going to get anything over the line before the end of the window? We've sold Diego Carlos. We need a centre-back, because we only have Mings and Konsa right now. And he's talking about Bohade, he's talking about Swinkles. I think we need someone else. And then could we make a big sale of a striker, i.e. the name of Jhon Duran? Could that happen this window? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. We'll be back later with our match preview for Aston Villa versus West Ham on Sunday. We have a few players back, which is great. Could we see the debut of Daniel Marlon as well? And Andres Garcia, could we potentially see them in the squad or in the side? Let me know your thoughts in the comments on the transfer rumours. Join us live at 9 o'clock. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Help us continue on the road to 10K. Thank you for watching. And as always, remember, we all follow the Villa.